Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners. Today we're going to tie a purple haze. The hook I have in the vise is an 80000. This is a standard dry fly hook, and these are from Green Caddis Outfitters, greencaddis.com. Thread I'm going to use is a blue dun color. This is 8/0 70 denier. We're going to attach the thread behind the eye, and we're going to bring it back halfway down the hook shank, and then we're going to bring that forward half of that, and that will be the position for our wing. I'm going to use white calf tail for the wing post, but if you have calf body hair, that will even be better. Calf body hair is a little bit stiffer. You can use a piece of white poly yarn or Zelon. I have my calf tail in the hair stacker here. And when we take it out, it's nice and even. Going to switch it around. When we tie this in, we want the tips to be facing forward. So I'm going to take them out of the hair stacker with my right hand, and then there won't be as much transferring. Go ahead and just see if there's any short ones or loose ones there. We're going to measure our wing, and we want our wing to be the length of the hook shank. We're going to hold that at the tie-in point. We're going to put a few good reps right there, holding it tightly so it doesn't spin around on us. Then you can wrap it back. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that at an angle. And this will give us better coverage on that hair. And you can see we got a pretty nice tapered body there. And when we're at the rear, it's a little bit too far even. Right about where the barb of the hook would be. The purple haze is very similar to the Adams, excepting that the body is purple. So I'm going to make the tail, and I have Grizzly Hackle and Brown Hackle. And to remove them for the tail, you want to line up the tips. The stems don't have to be aligned, but you want those tips to be aligned, and pull them both off at the same time. And we're going to measure that tail to be around the length of the body from the wing back. We're going to tie them in right on top. And we're going to take a wrap underneath the tails, stand them up straight. Then we can wrap a little bit forward. Take our scissors and remove the excess. And wrap in that remainder. Got that one nasty one there. I'm going to bring the thread up to the front. I'm going to lift the wing, and we're going to wrap in front of the wing, and we're going to rub against the wing, and that will help them to stand straight up. And I'm going to put a few more wraps because we want to have the front pretty close to the diameter of the back. Although on parachutes it's not that important. We're going to take that wing and we're going to wrap up the wing. And then we're going to come back down. Now for our body, I have a purple stretch cord. And I colored this with my marker, and it took several coatings to get it to a nice purple color, that deep purple color. So I'm just going to start by securing it right at that front. And try to keep that right on top. And I'm going to take that up the front. Now before we wrap the body, we need to put our hackle in there. And I have a brown grizzly and a regular grizzly. I gave him that haircut, and I put these concave sides together. Going to tie them in front of the wing post. When we get to the wing post, we're going to tie them up the wing post. These are really long saddle hackles. They have to be at least 12 inches or more. It's the beauty of buying a saddle hackle, because they're so long. You can get several flies from one hackle. And we're going to take that back down. Now I'm going to take that body and I'm going to stretch it. And you want to stretch this pretty tight. You don't want it to be loose so it comes apart on you. You want it tight on there. And just wrap one in front of the previous. And we're going to bring that all the way up. And we're going to wrap in front. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to do a couple of figure eights right there at that front. Because we want to hide that white there as much as possible. I'm going to bring that all the way up to the eye. And I'm going to tie that off there. Put a few wraps in front of it. Trap it in there. Build that head up there. And since this isn't like the using dubbing, I'm going to take that purple marker and I'm going to color my thread. This is going to be for a couple of reasons, because I'm going to have to bring my thread back to the wing post. I'm going to tie that head off. Oop, got a hair there. Back that off. There we go. And bring that up to the wing post once again and leave it there. Now I'm going to take both hackles at once. I'm going to pull them down. And that bends the stem, and that'll help give us a better 90-degree angle on the hackles. When you get to the bottom, you can tug them up. And now I'm going to secure them. Put maybe 2 wraps on top, and I'm going to put 2 wraps underneath. As you're going, be careful not to wrap any of the hackles down. Take my poke and snip. You may want to use your fingers for this. You want to get that whip finish underneath those hackles and make sure you keep them under the hackles. And 2 or 3 wraps will be good. Get rid of the thread, and I'm going to put some head cement on the bottom of the wing post to secure those threads. Clean your brush very well. And just touch it underneath there. Put a little bit on the thread head. And here we have the purple haze. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.